Here with Own Boise and Keller Williams Realty Boise, and I am here today in the beginning of March here, the first couple weeks of March, and I'm here to break down the February 2020 market dynamics for you. Let's dive right in and see what's happened. Stay tuned for this. Watch the whole video. I'm going to go over the distressed market. We get a lot of calls on foreclosures, and Zillow has all these pre-foreclosures, and I want you to know the truth behind those all those listings Zillow has, so you can understand that maybe they're not doing you a big service there by having all those listings. All right, so let's dive in. What has happened here? Well, last month I predicted that inventory should rise in the month of February, and I was dead wrong, unfortunately, which is really a bummer. So last month we had 374 active listings in Ada County. Right now, or as of the end of February, so I say last month, the end of January we had 374. As of the end of February we had 337. This same time last year we had 534 homes on the market. Last year inventory was tight. Right now it is super tight. So here's the other thing that's kind of interesting. I did some math here. Last year, closed and pending, we had 1,054. These are closed, these are pending in the month of February. This year, 2020, closed and pending, there is 1,156. So we have more closed and pending and less inventory. What does that do? It's drive prices up. Here's the other thing that's happening right now, which is absolutely insane, is interest rates they've hit the lowest they've ever been, ever. Now, I know you've probably, if you paid attention to real estate in the last 7 or 8 years, like I have for the last 15 years, you've been hearing this broken record about interest rates are going down and they're historically low and blah, blah, blah. Listen to me. They have never been lower, ever. So this all combines into a crazy, crazy formula for us to see prices in the Treasure Valley and the Boise area here continue to go up. It's just nuts. So stay tuned, buckle your seats. If you're a seller right now and you can't sell your home, something is wrong. The prices, it's overpriced, the marketing's not working, or it's in too rough a condition. It's one of those three things. If you tried to sell your home in the past and you're looking to sell it in this market today, give us a call. Let us take a look at it and give you some advice on what we think it would sell for, and timing and all that fun stuff. Also, one of the other things about selling your house, because we do need more inventory right now, so I'm going to skew this a little bit to listings. Here's the deal. When it comes to selling your house, there's so many different things that I want you to be aware of. So number one, right now with inventory this low, if you're looking to buy in the Treasure Valley, you might be nervous. I'd sell, but I have nowhere to buy. I've heard that, 1,000 times in the last couple of years. Here's what we do to help you out with that dilemma. We can sell your house and accept an offer contingent upon you finding a home you want to buy. We could sell your house and negotiate a rent back so you can stay in your home, sometimes rent-free, depending on how we negotiate it, until you find a house. We've done that multiple times in the last few years. The other piece is that, if we get more of these people that want to sell but don't have anywhere to buy, inventory is going to go up. So I'm doing everything I can not only to educate potential sellers, but also educate potential realtors dealing with sellers who have people that want to sell their house. All right. Another thing in this market, because homes are just flying off the shelves, and again, if you're not selling in this market, something's wrong. There's never been an easier market to sell. Inventory is super low. There's a huge demand from buyers, and interest rates are the lowest they've ever been, which means affordability, even though prices are high, affordability is still great. If you can't sell your home in this market, you got a problem, come see us. We can fix it. You might be thinking, well, why don't I save that commission and for sale by owner? Or why don't I save that commission and go with one of these iBuyers one of these programs out here where I can just sell it instantly, cash, fast, no realtors, no commissions, no BS. Well, let me tell you how those work. So first, the for sale by owner. The reality is that you just can't get your property out to all of the buyers that real estate agents can as fast and effectively as they can. The other problem is every buyer who's considering purchasing a for sale by owner understands that you're not paying a commission. So they're fighting for the same 6% that you're fighting for. And what I found most often is that the for sale by owner just gives it up because they're like, well, I didn't have to pay it anyways, so now I can just give a better deal. More often than not, the for sale by owners that we study and watch, they get less money even after you factor in commissions. If you're thinking of selling your home on your own, talk to us and we'll see. We'll see if we can help you out and net you more money even after you pay a commission. Secondly, when it comes to these instant buyers, I want you to understand how they work. Typically, they're going to write you an offer 90 to 95% of value. So that's already 5 to 10% below whatever normal market value would be if you listed it with us, let's say. The other thing they're going to do is they charge a convenience fee. And the convenience fee, from what I've seen, ranges anywhere from 8 to 15%. So let's do some math here. If you gave up 5% on the front end, and let's say 10% on the convenience fee, that's 15%. Whereas your typical real estate commission is going to be somewhere around 6%. What are you really saving here? Talk to us before you give up a lot of money on these instant buyers. We have instant buyers and they'll pay full price. So please reach out to us. Now, I did tell you I was going to teach you something about the foreclosures. On Zillow right now, if you go there right now, you might see all these foreclosures. The reality is most of them are pre-foreclosures. What that means is that they've missed a payment or they're late on a payment to the point where they had to publicly be disclosed. So they call those pre-foreclosures. Now, you might be thinking like, well, gosh, I want to call a realtor. We just had this happen last week. I want to call a realtor and have them get me a pre-foreclosure because it's going to be a deal. Well, the reality is that if it ever does go to foreclosure, these banks take it in. They have to go fix it up. A lot of times they winterize it. They spend all this money getting it ready to sell, and then they have their agent or agency they work with that sells it, and then it goes on the market. That's the way they work. I have tried for years going directly to the bank, doing my best to get access to a foreclosure before they list it. I've never been successful. Now, I have heard of people being successful with smaller banks. If it's a big bank like Wells Fargo, US Bank, or one of these bigger banks, you will not have access to purchase that home prior to them listing it. So if that's true, which I believe it is, because that's been my experience, check out the distressed sales in our valley. So we're selling hardly any homes at all, and there's only 2% in the 150 to 200K range. 2% of the homes sold were distressed. So that means they were either a short sale, people were selling it short of what they owed on the mortgage, or they were a foreclosure. Look, everywhere else is less than 1% of the entire market. The entire market's already down. There's almost no foreclosures to speak of. If we go back to the height of the market, the foreclosure distressed sale market, like 2008, 9, 10, this was more like 45% of our market. So if you're thinking you're going to get a great deal by going after foreclosures or all these pre-foreclosures, the reality is almost none of them, I repeat, almost none of them actually make it to the market. So I highly implore you, if you want to purchase in this market, interest rates are great. I think it's a great time to buy still. We have a lot of demand, people wanting to move to the Boise area. The market's tight, so you need to have an expert like one of us to help you navigate that process. We have tons of tips and tricks for buyers to secure a property in this market. This last week, in fact, we took 3 transactions pending, buyer transactions pending, in an extremely competitive market. A lot of those won on multiple offers. So see us so you can find out how. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. Thank you so much for taking the time. Again, I'm Chase Craig with the Own Boise team at Keller Williams Realty Boise, and we love to answer all your questions. So if you have questions, give us some feedback. We're happy to help. Thanks.